The next topic in the chapter is Heisenberg's uncertainty principle. This is also very important principle in this chapter. According to Heisenberg, it is impossible to determine simultaneously the exact position and the exact momentum or velocity of an electron. It is not possible to determine the exact position and the exact momentum or velocity of an electron at a time. Simultaneously means at a time. It is not possible. It is highly impossible to determine the exact position and exact momentum of an electron simultaneously. This word is very, very important. That means this principle states that if one can determine the exact position of the particle like electron, immediately the determination of the momentum of the particle like electron becomes less accuracy. That one becomes uncertainty. That one becomes an error while calculating the momentum of the particle like electron. If one can determine the exact position, automatically the determination of the momentum of the particle like electron becomes inaccuracy. That means uncertainty. Or if one can determine the exact momentum of the particle like electron, immediately the determination of position of the particle like electron becomes uncertainty, becomes less accuracy, becomes an error. That means at a time the determination of exact position and exact momentum or velocity of the particle like electron is not possible. That is why he proposed one equation which is known as Heisenberg's equation. In this equation, delta x into delta p is greater than or equal to h by 4 pi or h by 2 pi. Both are correct. But momentum p is equal to mass into velocity. Substitute this in delta p. Now that Heisenberg's equation turns to delta x into delta v is greater than or equal to h by 4 pi m. Both are known as Heisenberg's equations. According to Heisenberg, the product of delta x and delta p is equal to 4 pi or h by 2 pi or greater than h by 2 pi or greater than h by 4 pi. But momentum p is equal to mass into velocity. Therefore, delta x into delta v is greater than or equal to h by 4 pi m. This equation is known as Heisenberg's uncertainty equation. Very important point in this equation is, if the particle mass is very less, the product of delta x and delta v is more. The meaning of delta x is the uncertainty in the determination of the particle like electron. Uncertainty in the determination of position of the particle like electron. X indicate the position. delta x indicates uncertainty in the determination of position of the particle like electron. Delta p indicate uncertainty in the determination of momentum of the particle like electron. Similarly, delta v indicate uncertainty or less accuracy in the determination of the velocity of the particle like electron. So, if the particle mass is very less, the product of now see this video of Heisenberg's uncertainty principle. He is Heisenberg. According to him, it is impossible to determine simultaneously exact position and exact momentum or velocity of the particle like electron, and according to him, the mathematical representation is delta x into delta p is greater than or equal to h by 2 pi or h by 4 pi or approximately equal to Planck's constant also. These three expressions are correct, where delta x indicate uncertainty in the determination of position of the particle like electron, delta p indicate uncertainty in the determination of momentum of the particle like electron, and this p is nothing but momentum. It is equal to mass into velocity. Therefore, the delta p is equal to m into delta v. Therefore, Heisenberg's uncertainty equation can also be written as delta x into delta v is greater than or equal to h by 2 pi m or h by 4 pi m. From this expression, if one can determine the exact position of the particle like electron, now delta x becomes 0. Now find out the uncertainty in the velocity, it becomes infinity. That means certainty in one factor introduces the in another factor. Or if one can determine the exact velocity of the particle like electron, now delta x becomes infinity. That means certainty in one factor introduces the uncertainty in other factor. So, very important point. According to Heisenberg's uncertainty principle is, at a time the determination of exact position and exact momentum of the particle like electron determination is impossible. If you can determine the exact position of the particle like electron, automatically the determination of the velocity becomes infinity. That means the error in the determination of velocity of the particle like electron becomes infinity. That means certainty introduces the uncertainty in other factor. At the same time, if one can determine the exact velocity of the particle like electron, the determination of the position of the particle like electron becomes inaccuracy. That means the certainty in one factor introduces the uncertainty in other factor. So, this is the main concept in Heisenberg's uncertainty principle. If you want to know the exact position of the particle like electron, that can be observed with help of this electron microscope. If you want to see the position of the particle like electron, when the light of photon, its energy is more than the energy of the electron. That means the light of photon wavelength is less than the wavelength of the electron. When this light falls on the electron, immediately the position of the electron varies. At the same time, by absorbing the more amount of energy, its momentum also varies. That means it is impossible to determine the exact position and exact momentum of the particle like electron. So, this video represents if photon collides with electron, it instantly changes the both direction and velocity, because when compared to this electron energy, this light of photon energy is more. That is why when this light falls on the electron, immediately its position and velocity varies. This is the actual path, and the path of this electron varies because that light having more energy when compared to the energy of the electron. So, the final point is, it is impossible to determine the exact position and exact momentum or velocity of the particle like electron according to Heisenberg's uncertainty equation. So, the final conclusion of this principle is, it rules out the existence of definite paths or trajectories of the electrons. That means, according to Bohr's theory, electron revolves around the nucleus in stationary path because it has only particle nature. That is why Bohr's theory gives flat model of the atom. So, according to him, it shows both particle and wave nature. That is why it revolves around the nucleus in the form of stationary wave, three-dimensionally. That is why Bohr's stationary orbits are meaningless according to Heisenberg's uncertainty principle. So, that is the major fault in Bohr's theory based on Heisenberg's uncertainty principle. So, the final conclusion of this principle is, it is impossible to locate the exact position of the particle like electron, but it is possible to locate the probability of finding the electron only. So, that means according to Heisenberg's uncertainty principle, is possible to locate the probability. So, probability is mathematical approach, is used in language of chemistry by Heisenberg. According to him, it is impossible to determine the exact position of the particle like electron, but it is possible to locate the probability of finding the electron. So, this is the important term according to him. So, the final conclusion of Heisenberg's uncertainty principle is, it is not possible to determine the exact position and momentum of the particle like electron at a time, but it is possible to locate the probability of finding the electron only. So, now the next one is some problems based on Heisenberg's uncertainty principle. In this problem, a golf ball has mass 40 grams. It is in CGS system with velocity 45 meter per second. If the speed can be measured with an accuracy of 2% accuracy, now calculate the uncertainty in the position of that golf ball based on Heisenberg's uncertainty equation. According to Heisenberg's uncertainty principle, delta x into delta x into delta v is equal to h by 4 pi m, where delta x is uncertainty in the determination of position of the particle. Here the particle is golf ball. Delta v is equal to uncertainty in the velocity of the particle like golf ball, and m indicate mass of the golf ball. In this problem, measured within accuracy of 2% speed means for 100 meter per second velocity, for 100 meter per second velocity, the delta v is equal to 2 meter per second. That is the meaning of accuracy of 2% measurement in the case of speed. Now actually this ball moves with a speed of 45 meter per second. For 45 meter per second velocity or speed, now what about the delta v value? Therefore, delta v, this less accuracy in the velocity of the particle like golf ball is equal to delta v is equal to 45 cross multiplication into 2 divided by 2% for 100 meter per second velocity, delta v is equal to 2 meter per second. Actually this golf ball moves with a speed of 45 meter per second. So 45 into 2 divided by 100, that means 90 by 100, that means 0.9 meter per second. So this is the delta v value. M is given in this problem 40 grams. M is equal to that means 40 into 10 power minus 3 kilograms, because here delta v is in MKS system. So convert the grams into kilogram. 1000 grams is equal to 1 kilogram. Therefore, mass of the golf ball in SI system is equal to 40 into 10 power minus 3 kilograms. Now, delta V is known to you, 0.9 meter per second. Mass is also given. It is Planck's constant value, which is equal to 6.625 into 10 power minus 34 joule into second. Pi is equal to 22 by 7, that is equal to 3.14. Now find out the uncertainty in the position of the golf ball. So this is the final information. Delta x is equal to h divided by 4 pi m into delta v. So this is equal to 6.625 into 10 power minus 34 MKS system divided by 4 into 3.14 into mass of the golf ball in kilograms. 4 into 10 power minus 2 kilograms. 4 into 10 power minus 2 kilograms. 4 into 10 power minus 2 into delta V is equal to 0.9. Now the uncertainty in the position of the particle, like golf ball, is equal to, after the calculation of this ratio, the answer is 1.46 into 10 power minus 33 meters, because x indicate position of the particle, delta x indicate uncertainty in the determination of position of the particle. So, generally position is expressed in meter or centimeter. In MKS system, the position is expressed in meter. So, Heisenberg's uncertainty principle or Heisenberg's uncertainty expression is used to calculate the less accuracy in the determination of position of the particle, like golf ball. If you know delta V value and mass of the particle, like golf ball. See once again, this is Heisenberg's uncertainty expression. Delta x into delta V is equal to h by 4 pi m. Very important point is, if the particle mass is very high, the product of this is very less. That's why Heisenberg's uncertainty expression is also applicable to lighter mass particle like electron only. Here very important point in this problem is, if the speed can be measured within accuracy of 2%, indicate for 100 meter per second speed, delta V is equal to 2 meter per second. Actually, this golf ball velocity is 45 meter per second. So, for 45 meter per second velocity, the less accuracy in the determination of velocity of the golf ball is equal to 0.9 meter per second. So, all these values are in MKS system. That is why I convert the mass of the golf ball into kilogram, and after the substitution of all these values, the uncertainty in the determination of position of the golf ball is equal to 1.46 into power minus 33 meters. So, this is about this problem solution. And the next one is uncertainty in position and momentum are equal in Heisenberg's uncertainty expression. What about the uncertainty in its velocity? Very important IIT JEE main bit. The uncertainty in position and momentum are equal. That means, according to Heisenberg's uncertainty equation, delta x into delta p is equal to h by 4 pi. That means, if these two values are equal, if uncertainty in position and the uncertainty in momentum of the particle like electron are equal, that means delta x is equal to delta p indicates these two values are equal to square root of h by 4 pi, because delta x is square root of h by 4 pi, delta p is also square root of h by 4 pi. So, root h by 4 pi into square root h by 4 pi is nothing but h by 4 pi. That means, if these two values are equal, means the uncertainty in the determination of position of the particle is equal to square root of h by 4 pi. Similarly, the uncertainty in the momentum of the particle is also equal to square root of h by 4 pi, because the product of square root of h by 4 pi and square root of h by 4 pi is equal to h by 4 pi. So, if these two values are equal, indicates delta x value is this much, delta p value is also square root of h by 4 pi. Now, find out the delta v value by using this original expression, that means delta x into delta v is equal to h by m, where m is mass of the particle, example electron. Now, in this expression is known to you. Now, delta v. So, delta v is equal to h by 4 pi m into 1 by delta x, 1 by delta x. Now, this is nothing but delta v is equal to h by 4 pi is nothing but square root of h by 4 pi into square root of h by 4 pi. See here, h by 4 pi is nothing but square root of h by 4 pi into square root of h by 4 pi into 1 by m into 1 by delta x, 1 by delta x. Now, delta x is equal to square root of h by 4 pi. Follow properly. In this problem, delta x is equal to delta p indicate from this expression the product of these two is equal to h by 4 pi indicate if these two values are equal means compulsory delta x is equal to delta p is equal to square root of h by 4 pi compulsory, otherwise that product is not equal to h by 4 pi. Now, find out delta v, because in this formula it is known to you, delta x is known to you, square root of h by 4 pi. Now, delta v is equal to h by 4 pi m into 1 divided by delta x. Now, h by 4 pi is nothing but square root of h by 4 pi into square root of h by 4 pi into 1 by m into 1 by delta x. 1 divided by delta x is square root of h by 4 pi. Now, square root of h by 4 pi and square root of h by 4 pi are cancelled together. Therefore, delta v is equal to square root of 1 by 4. Square root of 1 by 4 is nothing but 1 by 2 into 1 by m, that means 1 by 2m, and the remaining one is square root of h by 4 pi, square root of h by 4 pi. So, not 4 pi, now that is the answer. Delta v is equal to square root of 1 by 4 is nothing but 1 by 2 into 1 by m, so 1 by 2m, and the remaining one is square root of h by pi. So, finally, the very important point in this solution is the product of delta x and delta p is equal to h by 4 pi. If these two values are equal, means delta x is equal to square root of h by 4 pi, delta p is also equal to square root of h by 4 pi. Now delta v is equal to h by 4 pi m into 1 divided by delta x. H by 4 pi is nothing but square root of h by 4 pi into square root of h by 4 pi into 1 by m into 1 divided by delta x value is square root of h by 4 pi. So finally the uncertainty in the velocity of the particle is equal to 1 by 2m into square root of h by pi. So this is about that problem calculation. Now the next problem in the same principle is the uncertainties in the velocities of the two particles are given, A and B particles. Particle A and this is particle A and this is particle B. For these two particles, uncertainties in the velocities are given. That means delta V of the particle A is given, which is equal to 0.05 meter per second in MKS system. Similarly, delta V of B particle is also given, which is equal to 0.02 meter per second. Both these two values are in same unit, that means MKS system. In this problem, the mass of B is 5 times that of the mass of A. That means if the mass of A is 1 kilogram, for example, 1 kilogram, now the mass of B should be equal to 5 times more, means this is 5 kilograms. Now what about the ratio of uncertainties in their positions? That means delta x of A particle divided by delta x of B particle. Apply Heisenberg's uncertainty expression. Delta x A into delta V of A is equal to h by 4 pi m A. Similarly, this is equation number 1 for A. Delta x delta V of B particle is equal to h by 4 pi m B. According to Heisenberg's uncertainty equation, for A particle, original expression is delta x into delta V is equal to h by 4 pi m. Now apply that expression to A particle and B particle also. Now substitute the given values. Delta x of A particle into delta V of A particle is given 0.05 is equal to h by 4 pi, h by 4 pi into 1 by mass of the particle A, that means 1 by 1. Similarly, for the second equation, delta x of B particle into delta V of B particle is 0.02 is equal to h by 4 pi into 1 divided by 5. So, these two are cancelled together if you calculate the ratio between these two. Therefore, delta x of A particle divided by delta x of B particle is equal to 5 into 1 by 5, that means 5 into 0.02 divided by 0.05. So, 0.02 divided by 0.05 means 2 by 5. So, 5 and 5 cancel together. So, 5 into 2 by 5, that means the ratio is equal to 2:1. So, simply apply the Heisenberg's uncertainty equation and calculate the ratio between uncertainty in the position of the particle A and B. So, delta x of A particle divided by delta x of B particle is equal to 5 into 2 divided by 5. So, the ratio is 2:1 ratio, 2 by 1, 2:1 ratio. So, Heisenberg's uncertainty expression is used to calculate the either delta x or delta p, other values are known to you. And the last problem in this topic is, if the uncertainty in the position, this is Heisenberg's uncertainty expression, delta x into delta p is equal to h by 4 pi. H by 2 pi is also correct. Approximately h is also correct. Generally, they will follow this ratio, h by 4 pi. All are constant values. Now, according to Heisenberg's uncertainty equation, if one can determine the exact position of the particle, now delta x becomes 0. So, 0 into delta p is equal to h by 4 pi. 0 into anything is equal to 0, but that is not applicable here, because h is Planck's constant. It is universal constant. It has some value, but not 0. That is why find out delta p is equal to h by pi divided by 0. Something by 0. 0 by anything is equal to 0. Something by 0 is equal to infinity. That means, in the determination of momentum of the particle becomes inaccuracy. There is an error while determining its momentum. So, if one can determine the exact position of the particle like electron, Now the determination of momentum becomes uncertainty. So final conclusion from this problem is certainty in one factor introduces the uncertainty in other factor. That means the final conclusion of this principle is it is possible to locate the probability of finding the electron, but not the exact finding, because electron shows both particle and wave nature. That's why it revolves around the nucleus in the form of stationary wave in three-dimensionally. Now the next topic in atomic structure is quantum mechanical model of the atom. Up to now, Thomson's atomic model, Rutherford's atomic model, Bohr's atomic model, these three atomic models are completed. And final atomic model is quantum mechanical model of an atom. Before this atomic model, that means before quantum mechanics, the classical mechanics explains the motion of the macro bodies by using Newton's laws of motion. That means according to classical mechanics, the bodies having only particle nature but not the wave nature. After quantum mechanics, based on de Broglie's wave nature of the electron and Heisenberg's uncertainty principle, like the light, electron is also having dual nature. That means classical mechanics is failed to explain the micro bodies, motion of the micro bodies. This mechanics explains the motion of the macro bodies, but here quantum mechanics explains the motion of the micro bodies like electrons. So the difference between classical mechanics and quantum mechanics is this classical mechanics depends upon Newton's laws of motion, but according to quantum mechanics, electron shows both particle and wave nature. It revolves around the nucleus in the form of stationary wave in three-dimensionally. So this is the difference between classical mechanics and quantum mechanics. So the quantum mechanical model of the atom was developed by Heisenberg and Schrödinger. According to Schrödinger, this wave equation, differential wave equation, is used to explain the motion of the electron around the nucleus in three-dimensionally. This equation is known as Schrödinger's wave equation. This is one of the partial differential equation. In this equation, this symbol is known as dou, which is used in partial derivations. Dou square psi psi, psi, dou square psi divided by dou x square plus dou square psi divided by dou y square plus dou square psi divided by dou z square plus 8 pi square m divided by h square into E minus V into psi is equal to 0, which is known as Schrodinger's wave equation, like de Broglie's wave equation. De Broglie's wave equation is lambda is equal to h by mv. Here, according to Schrodinger, in this equation, dou symbol is used in mathematics. That is, this symbol indicates the partial derivation factor, and this is psi, 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 that will be discussed in this equation later on. And in this equation, x, y, z are Cartesian coordinates of the revolving electron. That means, according to quantum mechanical model of the atom, electron revolves around the nucleus in three-dimensionally along x coordinate, y coordinate, z coordinate also. And m indicate mass of the electron. H is equal to Planck's constant, it is already known to you. And total energy of the electron, capital E, is nothing but total energy of the electron. That means sum of the kinetic energy, potential energy of the electron. V indicate potential energy of the revolving electron, but not velocity. Here V indicate potential energy of the revolving electron. This equation is also written as Hamiltonian factor H cap into psi is equal to capital E into psi. Capital E is nothing but Ke plus Pe. This is Hamiltonian mathematical operator. This operator indicates the total energy of the revolving electron. Total energy of the revolving electron. That means this operator, Hamiltonian operator, indicate total energy of the revolving electron, that is nothing but T cap plus V cap. This is nothing but kinetic energy of the revolving electron. V cap indicate potential energy of the revolving electron. So, this Hamiltonian factor indicates the total energy of the revolving electron. This is also used in mathematics, that is one of the mathematical operator like dou symbol. This is dou symbol which is used in partial derivations, and now this is symbol psi, psi, psi. So, the value of Hamiltonian operator is minus square by 8 pi square m into dou square divided by dou x square plus dou square divided by dou y square plus dou square divided by dou z square plus potential energy. Here in this expression, in this wave equation, in Schrodinger's wave equation, we indicate potential energy of the revolving electron. So, in this expression, Hamiltonian operator explains the sum of the kinetic energy and potential energy of the revolving electron. That is why in this equation the total energy of the system takes into an account of kinetic energy of all the subatomic particles, that means electrons and nuclei, the attractive potential between the electrons and nuclei, Attraction means electron shows negative charge, nucleus shows positive charge, and repulsion potential among the electrons and among the nuclei. So, this is known as Schrodinger's wave equation. This equation describes the motion of the electron around the nucleus in three-dimensionally. So, this is known as Schrodinger's wave equation. This equation is applicable to Schrodinger's wave equation is applicable to hydrogen atom, because hydrogen atom contain only one electron. So, when Schrodinger's wave equation is solved for hydrogen atom, the solution gives the possible energy levels the electron can occupy in hydrogen atom and the corresponding wave functions. That means in Schrodinger's wave equation, the symbol psi, psi, psi is nothing but a wave function. Wave function is nothing but amplitude function. Amplitude means height of the crust or depth of the trough. So, in Schrodinger's wave equation, the symbol psi indicates it is a wave function of the electron or the amplitude function of the electron associated with each energy level. These quantized energy states and corresponding wave functions, which are characterized by a set of three quantum numbers. That means three quantum numbers are derived from Schrodinger's wave equation. Number one is principal quantum number, azimuthal quantum number, magnetic quantum number. Hydrogen atom containing only one electron. It is having principal quantum number value, azimuthal quantum number value, magnetic quantum number value. That means three quantum number values are derived from Schrodinger's wave equation. In Schrodinger's wave equation, the symbol psi indicate amplitude function or wave function of the revolving electron. Similarly, this equation is applicable to the hydrogen atom. See this video of Schrodinger's wave equation. According to Schrodinger, that is the propagation of the electron around the nucleus. That means electron shows both particle and wave nature. That's why it revolves around the nucleus in the form of stationary wave like that in three-dimensionally. So, this is x coordinate. X, y, z are Cartesian coordinates of the revolving electron. So, very important point in Schrodinger's wave equation is electron revolves around the nucleus in stationary wave in three-dimensionally. Remember that. X, y, z are Cartesian coordinates of the revolving electron. It is already known to you. Mass of the electron is equal to m, h is equal to Planck's constant, and capital E indicate total energy of the revolving electron, nothing but Ke plus Pe, and V is equal to potential energy of the electron, and very important symbol used in this Schrodinger's wave equation is psi. Psi is a wave function or amplitude function. So, this indicate electron revolves around the nucleus in the form of stationary wave. So, wave propagation means height of the crust is known as the wave function, or depth of the trough is also known as amplitude. So, in Schrodinger's wave equation, the symbol psi indicates the wave function or amplitude function. Now, this is about the significance of psi. It is also already known to you. It gives the amplitude. This is the meaning of amplitude, height of the crust or depth of the trough. Here, very important point is, in Schrodinger's wave equation, significance of psi is, it is a wave function or amplitude function. That means height of the crust is known as amplitude. Similarly, depth of the trough is also known as amplitude. That means if the electron revolves around the nucleus in the form of stationary wave, psi has two types of values, positive value and negative value. But the probability is always expressed in sign. But here psi shows both positive and negative values, because in Schrodinger's wave equation, psi significance is, it is a wave function or amplitude function. So amplitude means if you consider the height of the crust, now psi shows positive values. If you consider the depth of the trough, the same psi shows negative values. That's why that symbol is not useful to calculate the probability of finding the electron, because probability is always expressed in positive sign, but here the symbol psi shows both positive and negative values. And other important points about the psi symbol is, it is nothing but eigen wave function. The acceptable solutions of the Schrodinger's wave equation are called eigen wave functions. Wave function is nothing but eigen wave function. Symbol is psi, and the very important characteristic properties of psi is, psi must be continuous values, psi must be finite values, psi must be single values at any point. These are the characteristic properties of the eigen wave function values. So final point is, in Schrodinger's wave equation, the symbol psi indicates the amplitude function or wave function, but it has both positive and negative values. That's why to explain the probability of finding the electron, the symbol psi is replaced by psi square. If the psi shows negative values, negative square becomes positive. If psi shows positive, positive square becomes positive. So instead of psi, the psi square always shows positive values like the probability. That's why the symbol psi was replaced by psi square according to Schrodinger. That's why the symbol psi square is known as a probability function, but not it is a wave function. So the symbol psi square explains at what region around the nucleus the probability of finding the electron is more or less. So the final symbol is psi square. Now this is that values can be represented in two ways. One is radial probability function and another one is angular probability function. For 1s orbital, if you plot a graph between probability function and radial distance from the nucleus to electron position, for 1s orbital means S subshell is present in first energy level. That means principal quantum number value n is equal to 1. If you plot a graph between radial probability, the formula used to calculate radial probability is 4 pi r square dr into psi square, where r is radius of the circular path. Dr means small radial around the nucleus where the probability of finding the electron is more or less. If psi square value is more, that is nothing but an orbital. If psi square value is very less means the probability of finding the electron is minimum. That is called a node. Remember this. If psi square value is more, psi square value is more means probability, radial probability of finding the electron is more, means psi square value is maximum, about 95%. Now that region is said to be an atomic orbital. If psi square value is minimum or vanishes, if psi square is 0 or minimum, in that area the probability of finding the electron is minimum. That area is said to be node, N-O-D-E, node. So in this, if the graph is drawn between probability of finding the electron and the radial distance from the nucleus to electron position, a peak was obtained like this. This is the shape of the peak. So this is the formula. In this formula, this is wrong. 4 pi r square dr into psi square indicate the radial probability function. Symbol is capital D or small d. R indicate distance from the nucleus to the electron position. Dr means small radial space around the nucleus, and 4 pi r square dr means volume of the spherical shell between r and r plus dr, and d is a function here. Dr means small radial space around the nucleus. And next one is angular probability distribution curves, nothing but shapes of the orbitals. The probability of locating an electron in a particular direction, for example, in the case of px orbital, the orbital is concentrated along x direction. In the case of py orbital, the orbital is concentrated along y direction. That means the radial probability explains at what region around the nucleus the probability of finding the electron is more or less. But here angular probability distribution curves explains the probability of finding the electron in a particular direction given by the angular probability distribution. So from this curves it is possible to know the position of the or shape of the orbital. So for 1s orbital, value of n is equal to 1 because this orbital is present in the first orbit. If you plot a graph between radial probability, that means electron probability function 4 pi r square dr into psi square, and radial distance from the nucleus to electron position, one peak is formed like this. When radial distance increases, electron probability function value is also increases to a certain maximum value and then decreases. That means here the probability of finding the electron is more. Here the probability of finding the electron is more. Here the maximum probability function, the corresponding radius is nothing but the radius of the first orbit of hydrogen atom, which is equal to 0.529 angstrom unit. From the nucleus to 0.529 angstrom unit, at 0.529 angstrom unit for 1s orbital, electron probability function is more. From that radial distribution or angular probability distribution curves, it is possible to know the shape of the orbital. So from this peak, the shape of the orbital is, s orbital is spherically symmetrical. For 1s orbital, shape is spherically symmetrical. If you plot a graph between radial probability function and r for 2s orbital, there are two peaks are formed. So here very important point is In Schrodinger's wave equation, the main conclusion of this Schrodinger's wave equation is, it is possible to locate the probability of finding the electron at what region around the nucleus where the probability of finding the electron is more. In Schrodinger's wave equation, first symbol is psi, but psi is a wave function or electron, because probability is always expressed in positive sign, but psi shows both positive and negative values. That is why in Schrodinger's wave equation, the symbol psi was replaced by psi square. So, like probability, psi square always possesses positive values. So, the final point is, the psi square value indicate the probability of finding the electron. If psi square value is minimum or 0, in that region, the probability of electron is nothing. That is said to be node, NODE node. If psi square value is maximum around the nucleus, it is about 95% probability. Now, in that region, electron stays more time. That region is said to be an atomic orbit. Finding the electron is maximum, about 95% probability. So, if you plot a graph between probability function capital D 4 pi r square dr into psi square versus radial distance from the nucleus, for 1s orbital there is one peak is formed. From nucleus to 0.529 angstrom distance, psi square value is more. That means in that region the electron stays more time. So, that is nothing but the radius of that orbital. For 1s orbital, R1 is equal to 0.529 angstrom. So, that means this Schrodinger's wave equation explains the difference between orbital and node. Orbital and node.